Hello, and how are you, everybody who is listening? My name is Vincent Ziba. I'm the National Facilitator for the Forest and Farm Facility Program in Zambia. The Forest and Farm Facility Program is a global initiative that FAO, IUCN, IIED, and AgriCode are implementing in a number of countries, of which Zambia is one. The FF program started in Zambia in 2015 in the first phase, and has now moved on to the second phase of the program. In the second phase of the program, similarly as in the first phase of the program, we've been looking at the capacity of organized groups in one, participating in policy issues. That was one of the objectives in the first phase, and improving businesses and livelihoods, and also demonstrating impact to the global community. In the second phase of the program, we have for now a focus on climate change and how to make resilient livelihoods and resilient landscapes as well. And this is taking organized groups at the center of impact, or as the primary drivers of change. So within this program, we've also been looking at an aspect of sustainable charcoal production. And this started in the first phase of the program, where charcoal was identified as one of the most important forest products for livelihoods, but again, identified as having negative impacts to the environment. This is so proved from documentation under the RED Plus strategy in Zambia, where charcoal was identified as the major driver of deforestation. So as a country, the government has been trying to find ways and means of how to improve charcoal as a business for livelihoods, but also to reduce its negative impact on the environment and its contribution to climate change effects. So as a program, we've been looking at what is the scenario in country. The first scenario has been at the baseline of the program. We identified that most charcoal producers are working as individuals on their own, from their own households, and mainly doing their business illegally, whereby only a few would get licenses as required by law, but most of them do conduct their business in an illegal way. So we thought it was important from the theory change of the Forest and Farm Facility to get the charcoal producers organized. And once they are organized, then try to identify what capacity building needs may be required. So in Choma district, which is in southern province of Zambia, about 350 kilometers from the capital city of Zambia, which is Lusaka, we piloted our work on charcoal, and the first thing was to identify the charcoal producers. So this was done with the Forest Department as our main implementing partner, and we identified about 600 charcoal producers. So the first thing was to bring to them the importance of them working together as a group, and hence we facilitated formation of village level groups that later on formed the district level association. So as we speak in Choma, you have the Choma District Charcoal Association, made up of about 40 village level groups. So in our work, we now started looking at what is it we can do to improve their business so that it becomes more sustainable and it does not have much negative impacts to the environment and contributes positively to their livelihoods, and also as an organized group can also contribute to policy development or in the reviews or in any policy dialogue meetings. So what we did was through our work with the Forest Department identified that one of the key problems with the charcoal business is the methods of production. Mostly they use traditional earth kilns where trees will be cut and covered with mud or soil in a heap and then bent for carbonization. But in that process, there are a lot of losses that result into a very inefficient way of producing charcoal. And research has also indicated that on average, you have just about 10% of the biomass that is cut, which is converted into charcoal, hence a greater loss of about 90%. So through works done by FAO in other countries and also experiences in country and also from Department of Energy, where they've documented different technologies that can be promoted, we've been now working with the charcoal producers to adopt improved methods. So this is where we have the retort kilns made of drums that are being promoted, and we'll be also promoting permanent retorts that will be on pilot in Choma. But at the moment, we're using the drums that are being promoted as a method which is more efficient and has got a higher yields of charcoal. So this is one method that we're promoting. However, we've also been encouraging them to participate in policy issues. So we encourage the charcoal producers to participate at ward level so that they get involved in national dialogue or discussions that relate to livelihoods, environment, and many other things at community level. But above that, we've also been encouraging them to participate in the district level discussions through the association, the district level association. So this is the policy dialogue. And then above that, we've also been looking at how can we differentiate the charcoal that you see on the market from the charcoal that is produced illegally and the charcoal that is produced sustainably, so that at a later stage, you can get to a level where those that are producing charcoal in a more sustainable way can earn a premium price. So we have adopted the system from the organic agriculture management or from organic agriculture promotion for smallholder producers, which is called participatory guarantee system. The participatory guarantee system is a system that has been used in organic agriculture to reduce the cost of certification, and it does not involve third-party certifiers, and it builds the capacity of the smallholder producers and encourages social systems of monitoring, and encourages stakeholder participation in monitoring and the peer learning amongst the producers. So this is a system that we have now developed as well in the charcoal production system in Zambia. And to start with the support of Kasisi Agricultural Training Center that have been promoting organic agriculture in Zambia, and they are recognized by IFOAM, an international forum on organic agriculture movement. We have developed guidelines for participatory guarantee system charcoal production. And this is a participatory system of defining what sustainable charcoal is, what are the guidelines that the groups can follow, and it also allows the groups to actually establish their own laws on how to manage each other, and also how they can punish each other where one does not follow. So we have developed these guidelines, and we've shared with government, and government is quite impressed with the guidelines. And now they are actually looking at taking the guidelines to a level of being part of the charcoal regulation, so that it becomes one of the annexes to the regulation for following in the sustainable charcoal production in country. So in here, the groups that have been trained by Kasisi, we have formed smaller groups of about 5 people that are called PGS, Participatory Guarantee Groups. And these are smaller groups coming from a group of about 30. So within a group of about 30, you have smaller groups of 5s, which can follow each other from the production site and can do peer-to-peer learning. So in our definition of sustainable charcoal, we have followed the technical guidelines, what can lead to improved management of the forest for charcoal production, reduced fire, encourage natural regeneration. It leaves the area to rest in the coop system, and promotes sustainable harvesting, and also includes technologies that should be used for production of charcoal. I must say this has been well taken off, and the monitoring that was undertaken shortly has indicated that in the areas where PGS is followed, you see farmers or the producers now following sustainable harvesting that encourages regeneration, like slant cutting of trees so that you don't get dieback, and the management of fire. You see natural regeneration already as a good sign of forest management for charcoal, and also selection of trees. Instead of doing a clear cutting, it is noticed now that they're selecting good sizes that are recommended by law, which is up about 15 to 20 centimeter diameter to breast height, are being followed by the charcoal producers, which we feel is a good sign of adherence to that. So the charcoal producers now are getting certificates from the government, and these certificates they go with to the market, and the local council which manages the market has created designated areas for charcoal that is produced sustainably, as long as they have these certificates that are certified by the forest department, which is encouraging them to produce charcoal in a more sustainable way. Our view now is to encourage producers by creating more awareness on the differentiation of charcoal that you find without any label and the charcoal that you find with a label. Then it should to increase appetite for charcoal that has a label. We did a market survey, and the market showed above 50% of the people willing to even pay a premium price for charcoal that is produced sustainably. Charcoal has a high demand in here because of we have low electrification rates, and wood fuel still provides above 70% of the energy needs. So we see charcoal at the center of energy provision for the next long period to come. So we feel promoting sustainable charcoal through PGS as a certification scheme, and promoting the technologies that are more efficient as one way of encouraging or promoting resilient livelihoods. Because where charcoal is done, this is where agriculture production is also done, and many other livelihood needs. So we feel the promotion of PGS is a good multi-dimension landscape management by smallholder producers, especially in areas where charcoaling is one of the livelihoods activities, and where we see a lot of illegality, but there's willingness to do it properly. So following PGS is one tool that can demonstrate willingness by smallholders to adhere to practices of sustainability of the natural resource, and also eventually can attract a premium price from the consumers that are sensitive to the environment and would want to see charcoal done properly and would want to use charcoal as an energy source. So thank you very much for listening. We'll be very willing to get your feedback, and you can contact us through the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, which is the implementing partner on the Forest and Farm Facility Program. Thank you very much.